broadly denied all these accusations. And for his part, Reedy says he's done nothing to interfere with the Commission's investigations and his email had been misconstrued. And, you know, sure. And while this clearly isn't the system we need, it might actually be the system we want. Just listen to former head of WADA, the phenomenally named Dick Pound, who has a depressing theory about why more dopers aren't caught.
Machinery's all there. The question is, do people really want it to work? I mean, you can do hundreds of thousands of tests and catch nobody if you don't want to catch anybody.
Is that what you think is happening, that people don't want it to work?
People don't want it to work.
OK, well, first, Dick Pound should really insist that everyone call him Rick or Rich if he really wants anyone to fully listen to him. But second, he actually wrote a report for WADA assessing the state of drug testing, which found among the broader sports community there is no general appetite to undertake the effort and expense to deliver doping-free sport, which is pretty alarming. We're treating good testing like calorie counts on restaurant menus. Oh, everyone might say they want it until they find out that one bloomin' onion is 32 million calories, and then they are f***ing done. And you might be thinking, well, let's just give up. Why don't we just let everyone dope? But that is definitely not the answer. For a start, that could be very dangerous, with athletes tempted to take greater and greater amounts to get that split-second edge. And it could also potentially force clean athletes to dope, at which point you've pretty much destroyed the integrity of sport. Because if you want to know what it's like to compete against an artificially enhanced athlete, just listen to Alicia Montano. She lost at the 2012 Olympics to Maria Savinova, one of the Russian athletes implicated in the current doping scandal.
This was the first time Montano allowed herself to watch the race. She lost to gold medalist Maria Savinova. Montano had led the race for about 600 meters before finishing fifth.
I mean, Savinova passed you like you were, with all due respect.
Literally standing still.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you realize, at that moment, I realized I'm racing against robots.
Robots.
I'm racing against robots.
She's racing against robots. And it wasn't just Savinova, because silver and bronze went to a Roomba and a roided-out Teddy Ruxpin. and when she competed against those same Russian athletes at the World Championships the next year, it was déjà vu.
Savinova blew by her in the last 50 meters to finish second. All Montano could do was throw herself across the finish line, beaten, and for the first time, broken.
And I felt really failed and really betrayed, and I actually felt like my career was a farce, you know, that this is just, what am I doing out here? What's the point?
What am I doing here? What's the point? She's a world-class athlete, and she was left feeling like anyone who paid for a ticket to Now You See Me Too. What are we doing here? What are any of us doing here? What's the point in this? What are we doing? And look, we focused on Russia here because the details are spectacular, but they are far from the only offenders. In recent years, Kenya, Jamaica and China have all had doping scandals, and American athletes have cheated too. Justin Gatlin and Tyson Gay have both been banned for doping in the past, yet they're still expected to compete in Rio for the US team. So think of doping like Vladimir Putin. It's far from just a Russian problem. It's something that adversely affects the entire world. So it feels like we have two choices at this point. If we truly want to clean up sports, we should empower WADA by making it truly independent and put pressure on the broader sports system to aggressively combat doping. And if we don't really care enough to make changes, we should at the very least make our syrupy athlete promos a bit more honest.
They used targeting. They found a way to get people on Facebook and Twitter, and they evolved into this 100-person secret data center down in San Antonio, and they had data do everything. Data determined his